Hey everyone, it's Jonathan from Motocycology. Welcome to the channel. For you new viewers, welcome and thanks for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also for the returning viewers, welcome back and thanks again for your continual support, and I appreciate it a lot. So in today's video, we're just gonna get some gas here and then we're gonna do a few twisties and then wrap it up for the day and have a little talk along the way. Visor down, and I'm just heading to get gas right now and then we'll head out for the main trip. So it's Monday afternoon. It's a hot day. It's in the 80s here, or in Canadian or Celsius temperatures, it's 30 degrees Celsius right now, which would equate to high 70s, low 80s, somewhere in that range. So this particular motorcycle is a Suzuki Super Sport. So it's one of the classic crotch rockets that you have, and it takes unleaded premium gas, so the highest octane that there is, and that's just what it requires to take. So it's a little bit gas wise, it's expensive to fill up, but it is what it is. And then the other thing to note is, because most gas pumps handle the regular and the mid-grade and the premium, I usually wait until my tank is pretty much empty so that I can fill most of it up with the premium gas, opposed to waiting. Or if it was half a tank, then I'd probably get like a good hose worth of normal gas in it. So I want to always make sure that my motorcycle is empty on gas. So I'm going into this particular gas station. What are we looking at? $1.87 for premium gas here. So we'll do that, see how it goes. Hopefully I can do this with everything staying intact, which looks like I can. So might be a little bit challenging here with the gas tank. So it's the same key that opens the gas tank, the storage container, and ignition. So should be pretty straightforward. Push this forward. There we go. Perfect. Dropping all my stuff here. I'm ready to ride, not do anything else. Pop that up. All right, let's get that done. There we go. Took a while, to get that done. All right, let's get this filled up. So here we go. You got to kind of eyeball this thing. It's got a little bit of an overflow on it in case you fill it up too much. It will just drain back in, but other than that, it's pretty good. You get a lot of mileage on one thing of gas, that's for sure. There we go. Put that back in the ignition and get set up again here. Good to go. Let's turn this camera on, get it set up. That's done. Just double checking. Sometimes, maybe in my whole motorcycle career, I've forgot to do my helmet up a couple times, and you find out pretty fast once you are out on the street and you start hitting the wind. All right, so what I also do when I'm ready to go is I reset my trip odometer as well. And I have a meter that I can toggle through with my thumb here, or I can do it up at the front, but I'm going to use my thumb and then I'll just reset it. There we go, and there we go. So I usually follow my trip counter so that I know how much mileage I get, and then I know when to come back for gas, because this particular bike does not have a gas gauge in it. So, you know, look out for traffic here. Parking lots and places like this are the worst, I think, for motorcyclists. All right, we're heading out now. There we go. And we're going through this small town here once again. Visor down. It's a great summer day today. I'm going to take a shortcut up to the highway. Got a different helmet on the go today. Right now I have 3 helmets that I use. One is my oldest, but I like the styling of that one the best. Then the one I was wearing on the 14th of July vlog, that one was my one that I've had for a medium length of time. And this one is my relatively new one, which is made by a different company than the other ones. I forget the company who makes this one, but it's just a variety to have, right? I like to at least have 2 helmets. That way you can also lend one to a friend or whatever. And the visor's down. Cruising through a local neighborhood as we head out. This is kind of an older part of town, and the houses are, we call them century homes, houses that have been around for over 100 years. And they're the big brick ones. There's some gorgeous ones up here on the right, which we'll be coming up to. This road here was paved last year or the year before, so it's in amazing condition for a local road. So yeah, up here, coming up, I think, beautiful houses like that one over there. That's pretty awesome. The one beside it, another giant house, and the one up here is another giant house as well. Very nice around here. There's also a couple new neighborhoods as well that we're coming up to, one on the right. My goal here is to get to the highway, and it's a short drive to where I want to turn off, where the twisties are. So I want to get to those and probably do a round trip, hopefully. Yeah, the new neighborhood's there on the right. That's been around for about 5 or 6 years. Some older houses up here. Older houses, but they have nice big property, like a lot of property, which is pretty cool. Now I'm in 5th gear, just cruising at about 40 miles an hour, I think. 75 kilometers an hour, 40 miles an hour. I should just pick one depending on, you know, where are most of the viewers from. Are you guys from the US and Great Britain, where you're using gallons and pints, or are you from one of the countries that is using metric? So I'm flexible, but I will try and cater to the majority of people. So here I am getting ready to do a left turn here. Not a real issue, and that's like a rolling start, and then I'm swinging off down here to the right and merging on this highway here. Getting up to speed, looking in my mirrors. and always doing a shoulder check. So now I'm building the speed up. It's over 50 miles an hour now, 90 kilometers, and I think I'll just bring it up to 100 just for my transitional stage. That's fifth gear there, and doing 100, and I'll put it into sixth. There we go. So it's back to work for me. This is my lunchtime. I am working from home today. I had a bunch of online meetings to do all morning. That's done, and I wanted to get out for a quick motorcycle ride and vlog, and just hit this road and then back to work for this afternoon. Hopefully I'll have time to edit the video. I've got another video from yesterday which I'm editing and trying to get that up. So as far as frequency of, that's beautiful over there. That way, that's awesome. One of my favorite areas. Got a nice sweeping turn here, which is always fun. Just kind of lead into it, relax, light hands on the steering wheel, and I'm pushing up on my left steering, left handle to sweep that way like I discussed the other day. So I'm able to get my vlogs up, but because of editing, it's taking me 24 hours between recording and getting it up. So if you get a vlog on one particular day, it's really the day after I filmed it. So they're one day delayed at best. And yeah, so I'm getting ready. There's a car behind me. I'm getting ready to merge into this single lane. So I'm looking on transitional cracks in the road, and I'll just sweep in now. But as you've gathered on the other types of vlogs, I hate the vertical lines in the road that your tires can get stuck in. So we're coming up to this highway here. It's Highway 9. I'm going to turn off on that. Slowing down and gearing down at the same time. And I'm in second gear as I'm coming around here, and I'll transition into the left tire lane right here and just advance forward. So this is the road that's got some nice sweeping turns in it, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I think the world is still recovering about assassination attempts and other things as well. It's kind of strange. Other things that I'm interested in, which has been fun to follow, is SpaceX and the progression of Starliner or Starship or whatever it's called, the super big one. I think it's called Starliner, or not Starliner, but Starship, Gateway to Mars, and Elon Musk. So now we're in a big turn here. It's a great one. It just keeps on going. Hard to believe. And the good thing is you know, you just advance straight ahead and you're into another turn as well, which is another fun one. So Starship, the biggest ever rocket launched. They've done 4 of them, progressive testing, and I think launch number 5 is due in a month or less, so that'll be pretty interesting. So yeah, this is a big turn as well, and a little bit of straightaway action. I don't think I took that turn so great. I wasn't really paying that much attention, so we'll try and get some other ones. Here's another sweeping turn here. I'm trying to get into the apex. That you can see there's a car up there wanting to do a left. Maybe it's parked. Apex. And I'm going to stay in this lane to hit the left apex coming up right here. Shift my body weight a little bit and then just kind of like dive into this thing. That's such a cool feeling. And we got another one up here too, which I don't have to change lanes for, or tracks, you know, left tire track or right. Just kind of bite into the apex here as much as I can. I mean, you don't have to. I'm just doing it as if I'm going fast, right? If you're going slower, just stay in the same left-hand turn lane and just continue. So I'm not going to go too fast here. I'm just cruising at, I don't know, almost 70 miles an hour. It feels relatively benign on this motorcycle at this speed, so that's pretty good. And once again, we're out in some beautiful farmland. I really love it to get out of the city and see some of this scenery. So now we have a warning sign up here telling you to reduce speed because it's kind of like a twisty here. So I'm going to let off the throttle. The motorcycle will spool down on its own. You don't even have to hit the brakes. And then I find the right or the proper turning lane and then lean into this long downhill turn. It's not that long, but it's a downhill turn. And then we're into a lefty after this. And here we go. This one I'm going to have to slow down for a little bit. It's a tight one. There we go. The idea with all this, you guys, is never panic in a turn. I mean, that's the worst thing that you can do. Motorcycles will slow down by themselves, and if you can just ride it out and things like that, you can avoid any accidents. Here's another turn here, and I'm going to cut in on the apex right here. A little bit of a wiggle on the front tires on the cracks in the road. This one's a fun turn. A little bit of elevation, and then we're into a straightaway here. Straightaway with some hills, so let's try that out. Guy on a motorcycle. I think people on motorcycles, they like these type of places to go motorcycle riding with the twisties. There's a place way up this road that's called Calabogie, and a lot of people all throughout Ontario, where the motorcycle community really enjoy the motorcycle rides from Ottawa to Calabogie. The road has a lot of change in elevation and a lot of twisties, so it's a fun motorcycle ride to go on there. You just have to avoid peak times, which would be on weekends and stuff like that. So if you can avoid off-peak periods, then you can have a nice ride. Like if I were to go up there today, no problem with traffic. So I'm just cruising at about 70 miles an hour, maybe a little bit above that. 120 kilometers or so an hour. And I'm going to turn around and just repeat. So I'll probably pull in over into one of these places if I can turn around. If not, I won't. And we're slowing down. Yeah, I should probably be able to turn around in this this lot here. So let's try that out. Union Hall for something. I thought I'd be able to go all the way through. Nope. Alright, so I'll just turn around in here. Once again, we're into slow motorcycle driving, which is often trickier than the faster stuff, because you've got to adjust your timing and ride the clutch a little bit. You can do that on motorcycles because they're known as wet clutches. And there we are. We've turned around and we're going to head down this way again and do it in reverse. In 2013, it's a Suzuki GSXR 4-cylinder inline, or 4 cylinders going this way, and it's really fast. It's worked perfectly ever since I've had it, and I've put on a lot of miles on it. It works as advertised. It's fast, it's nimble, it's fun to drive. I like keeping it as new looking as possible. I generally don't drive it in the rain. I'm going on to, I think, my 4th set of tires, and I'm just in the process now of where I want to get ready to checking to see if this is actually recording. It's got to be recording, hopefully. Yeah, it's still recording. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm getting ready to put on the 4th set of tires for this motorcycle, and I'll probably do a YouTube video on that. So I've got the tires. I replaced the last ones, and they worked fine. And the next video, I'll be replacing the front and rear. So I'll show you how to take the tires off of the motorcycle, and then how to get the actual, or take the wheels off the motorcycle, and then how to get the tires off the rims, how to balance or install and balance, and then put the wheel with the new tire back on the motorcycle. So not everybody does that. They take it into a shop. At the same time, I think I'll, you know, lubricate it, clean the chain, and all that type of stuff. So with this motorcycle, I don't use oil on the chain like I don't think most people do, but I use a chain wax product, and it keeps the chain lubricated, but because it's a wax product, it doesn't fly off all over the place, because the chains rotate pretty fast, so anything that's a liquid or an oil is going to fly all over the place. So they use a lubricating wax. Mine is spray-on. You spray it on, and then you wait at least an hour, and then it kind of gels up like a wax, and then you can put it on. So getting into another turn here, I really slowed down, relatively anyway. Yeah, so I will eventually show all that stuff on, you know, the motorcycle-related playlist that I'm developing. If you guys are interested in old C3 Corvettes, I know most of the followers of the channel have been watching the work on the C3 Corvette. Obviously, I'm still doing that. That's a hobby and an interest. I've got this red one that I'm working on, trying to restore it and get it back on the road. I also will highlight another same type of thing as C3. This one is blue V8, and if you go back a few videos, you can see that one being highlighted as well. And I've got a few immediate, not necessary, but a few immediate things I'd like to do with that car. And one is to fix the clock on that. I know you can buy a digital clock, quartz clock, to replace it. I'm going to try and repair the original by rewiring the relay and electromagnet type of system. So it's a really interesting function on how that clock works. It's a combination between electrical, controlled by a relay, and mechanical. It's still wound up mechanically, but the relay does that, and it's really interesting how it works. It pushes a lever down, and then when the relay goes off, the lever goes up, which in fact winds up the clock, which is kind of cool. So I hope to get that one done, and then I also have some projects to do on my daily driver. My son uses a Ford Escape, a 2009 Ford Escape, or a second generation Ford Escape. I'm replacing the entire suspension, so that is the shocks or struts, springs, inner tie rod and outer tie rod end, ball joints, and in one case I'm changing the steering knuckle and hub on the right side, but I think I'm leaving it the old steering knuckle on the left side because I just had the bearings done in that 2 years ago. So it's a big job. I don't know if I'm going to video it because it just makes the whole process a lot longer, other than just getting out and doing it. But you know, I think some people may appreciate seeing a video and stuff like that. So that's on the table, so to speak. We'll try and get that done. I know my son would love to have that car working again, and I'm kind of like the household mechanic, if that makes sense. And I don't do that professionally as far as a mechanic, but I like doing that for a hobby. It's fun, and that's where my primary hobby is. So I'm getting ready to go here, follow this guy, and off we go. Now in second gear, third, fourth, fifth. Coming in on 6th gear now, which is good. And then just cruising speed. This road here connects a lot of small Ontario towns all the way from Toronto up to Ottawa. It's called Highway 7, and it's generally got a 50-kilometer speed limit for most parts, but 50-mile-an-hour speed limit. Most people do 100, and that is fair for sure. But it doesn't always have 2 lanes, so there are potential, let's say for example this lane, to get stuck behind people, and that can be annoying and cause issues as well. But these motorcycles are so quick, you can shut in and out really quickly and do a lot of overtaking, a lot faster than you can do in a car. So you know, as long as you're careful and safe, you can find ways around the slow traffic on a motorcycle. This view up here on my right is amazing. I like it. It's such an open space. It's really cool. Going at a pretty decent speed, just following the flow of the traffic. Often you'll find that motorcyclists, they don't watch their speedometer, and the reason why is the speedometer is down here, and you want to have your eyes looking forward. So you know, I glance down at it periodically, but I often will do my speed based on the speed of the traffic. And you know, if they're speeding, I just fit in behind it, or if they're doing the speed limit, I do the speed limit. But yeah, I do check down you know, a couple times a minute, but I'm not a slave to watching my speed or what gear I'm in. If you've been motorcycling for a while, you don't need to have a physical indication on your dash on what gear you're in, because you get a feeling for that anyway. And obviously you need the speed, but I also believe that motorcycle manufacturers, they bump up the speed a little bit. So if mine says that I'm going 60 miles an hour, then in reality it's kind of like 55. So they up the speedometer, I think, to make it look like you're going slightly faster, so that in real life or on the GPS you're actually going a little bit slower. And I think they do that for all motorcycles, just to kind of force you, even though you may think that you're speeding when you're driving, you're actually doing the speed limit. So coming down this road here, it's just a small, slow country road into the town that I'm living at, and they've got some very restrictive speed limits, especially in school zones. So if you're ever going to get a speeding ticket, probably going to get it by transitioning into a super slow school zone, which, although school is not in right now, you still have to respect the speed limit. So this is 40 kilometers an hour, which is pretty slow. I mean, it's 20 miles an hour or something like that, whatever your guys' normal speed is in neighborhoods. Our normal speed in neighborhoods is 30 miles an hour, and this is a little bit slower than that, so it's 20 something. It's about the slowest road speed on a normal road that we get. There are occasions that you get like 25, but they're only for very limited areas. But this one is 40 kilometers an hour. It's I'm going 55 kilometers an hour, which is about 30 something, 31, 32 miles an hour. Oh my god, all this mental conversion. But it's a little bit of a warm day out here for sure. Very humid, and this place in Ontario, well, a lot of Ontario, especially what we call Southern Ontario or Eastern Ontario, are known for hot summers with a lot of humidity, at least by our standards here. I don't know what it's like in southern places. I'm just going to pass this guy here. They got some work to do, and just slot in. Oh, hit a bump, and Going to go by our main street here, which is on my right. It's called, I think it's called Franktown, and hopefully I'll be able to get through here. There we go. And this is going to be a little bit of a slow cruise in here due to that truck. We've got a big construction truck, or a great big dirt hauling truck up ahead. They're doing some construction up here, building a new building which looks like some sort of industrial institution, maybe a college or something. Not too sure. Man, that was slow enough, that's for sure. Not complaining, but there are places on the planet where you get elderly drivers, and I'm not complaining about elderly drivers, but I believe this is a tricky situation here. So I'm going to slow way down. There, they saw me, and then I'm going to go. There's the new institution on the left there. Not too sure what it is. Looks like, oh, it might be a recreation center with ice rinks and lots of courts and stuff. If that's the case, I'm really happy about that because I live really close by. Whoa, I don't like what's going on here. You always have to pay attention, eh? That guy was in the wrong lane. Light came on. You never know if they see you or not. But anyway. Now we're doing a right-hand turn, sweep turn. Got to watch out for the gravel on the road. That is not a motorcyclist's friend at all. So I think as a motorcyclist, you're always looking around and looking at the condition of the road and what's on the road, where sometimes when you're driving a truck or a car, you're not necessarily paying attention to whether or not there's gravel on the road or not. So you learn to look for the condition of the road that you're riding on and whether or not it's got any crap on it like sand or gravel, because you lose your grip and you give yourself a better opportunity of dropping your bike. So that's a tip. Always look at the condition of your road. And I think you guys will be doing a beginner's motorcycle tutorial series where I'll pass on what I learned. And I've had a bunch of training at the college level on motorcycle riding. I'm qualified to teach people how to drive motorcycles, so I might as well do that. And here we are. We didn't get an advance, but we're waiting here to head in. This is the proper stance here. 1 foot on the brake, your hand on the brake, and then head in, which is good. And I'm just about to wrap this up. And once again, you guys, I want to tell you that I appreciate you guys following the channel and participating in content decisions and things like that. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to be doing another vlog in the next few days, so stick around for that, and we're going to catch you all back here at Motocycology next time.